there, YouTube. I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Paperback from Tim Fowers. This is for 2 to 5 players. Take about 45 minutes to play, and it's for ages, I'd say about 10, 12 plus. And in Paperback, this is a deck building game where you are going to be spelling words. You're going to be acquiring letters, which will give you special abilities and potentially give you more money so you can purchase better letters and purchase oh so delicious victory points. It's a very interesting take on your typical deck building game. And a lot of people have recommended this game to me. Each and every time I review a spelling game, someone's always like, have you checked out Paperback? Have you checked out Paperback? Have you checked out Paperback? So now I'm checking out Paperback. Does it live up to all the hype that all these people have hyped me up to about this game? If that's even a sentence, I don't know. Let's open it up and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what's going to get inside of Paperback. So first and foremost, we have our handy dandy rule booklet. It's probably about 13, 14 pages, double-sided, full color. It's got some pictures and illustrations, but it's a lot of text, which is a little bit of a bummer. But it still is a well-done rule booklet. It should have you up and running pretty smoothly. And also these last couple pages are just optional rules you can play with. And there are a good deal of optional rules in this game, which I really do like. And I'll talk more about those a little bit later. So in Paperback, this is a deck building game where you are going to be acquiring various different letters and combinations of letters in order to form longer words. Now these words are going to give you a certain number of cents, and you'll be able to spend that cents on getting better letters that will give you more money, or they'll give you special abilities, or also purchasing these cards up top, which will give you victory points. And the victory point symbol is that's the symbol right there. So whenever you see that, that card will get you victory points. One more thing I want to mention before I forget is these cards are not like your typical deck building games where once you put them in their hand, they kind of clog your hand. They actually count as wilds as well. So it's great to get them because they're wilds and also because they give you victory points, which is obviously how you're going to win the game. So you're going to continue to do this until someone has emptied 2 of the piles up here, or until someone has created a 10-letter word, in which case the game will immediately end. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So let's get into the components, let's get into the gameplay. So first you're going to have your starting hand, which is going to be R, S, T, L, N, and these are pretty unspectacular cards. When you play them down, they will gain you 1 cent toward purchasing things out in the buy row. You also will start with 5 wilds, which will give you 0 cents towards that, but they're worth 1 victory point at the end of the game, so that's kind of nice, and they count as wilds, so you'll be able to, use them for whatever letter you want. Next out here we have the buy row, and it goes 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, and then 8, 9, 10 cents. And as you progressively spend more cents on higher up letters, they're going to give you more money. So for instance, if I play this J, it's worth 5 cents each time I play it, but they're also going to give you special abilities that will allow you to draw cards next hand, get more money for your wilds, modify different things, potentially some of them give you 2 letters, which will help you make longer words. And they do a variety of different things. The one thing I want to mention here is also there is a 2-cent row, and there's only a select amount of cards in here. And interestingly enough, once you use this card, you trash it. But it's a nice way to kind of kickstart your engine, because if you can use 2 of those in a word and then a regular word, then you've got 5 cents, which means you can go buy one of these nice cards over here. Last but not least, up top, you have the victory point cards, 4 victory points, 7 victory points, 10 victory points, and 15 victory points. They are pretty expensive, so 5 cents, 8 cents, 11 cents, and 17 cents, but obviously if you get 17 cents, 15 points is a lot of points in the game. Last thing I want to point out is this area right here. So this is a common card. If you play Texas Hold'em, think of this as the common card that everyone can use. This is a letter that everyone will be able to use once in their word. It will get you 1 cent when you use it. However, if you ever make a word that has this many letters, so in this case 7 letters, then you would acquire this card. This goes into your discard pile, and it's only going to be worth 1 cent to you, but it's also going to be worth 5 victory points. And then you slide this down. So now the new common card is an A, and once someone gets 8 letters, then they will slide it on down, then the common space bar, then the common dyslexic. So that's how that's going to work. So you will always have a vowel, well, most of the time you will, because sometimes it'll be like the space bar or whatnot. But let's take a look at how the game is played. So pretty simple, pretty standard deck builder. You're going to start off, you're going to shuffle, you're going to draw 5 of your cards, and then you're going to try to make a word. So right now, I might go with, let's see, Lighther. Nope, I don't have enough to make lighters. I will make liar, Liar, or ER. Hopefully no one calls me out on it. So Liar, that is going to be a 4-letter word, which means I obviously don't trigger the 7 letters, but I have 3 cents, 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cents, which means that I can either purchase one of these or one of the red ones right there. And I'll go ahead and purchase this AN. You also can purchase as many cards as you want in this game. There's no buys, there's no actions, none of those shenanigans. And then you're going to draw 5 more cards and see what happens. So let's see. This time, I might make the word saint. So it comes back to me, and I'll make the word saint. So S-A-I-N-T, and heck, I'll make it saints for no particular reason. So I get 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent. Now I'm looking over here at the 4 cents. Ooh, if your word uses all your cards plus 2 cents, yeah, I'll take an M. Plus, I don't have an M, so that's great right there. Put all these in my discard pile, and I shuffle them all up, like so. And then I draw 5 more. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, eventually what's going to start happening is you are going to get to your fancy cards. So let's just say we have this, and we have that. Yeah, I don't, man, this is actually a bad example. But eventually you'll be able to start lumping together these special cards, which will then get you lengthier, more money. So then you can start purchasing better letters, and they'll give you more cards and lots of different stuff. So can I make anything with this? So SRAM, Sigmar. So this would be one of those examples where I'm not quite sure what to do, and I like to play with the variant that they include in the game that has these little cubes. Now these little cubes are here to help you and also help your opponent. So in this particular instance, I would be stumped. I'd be like, I know there's a good word somewhere here, but I cannot figure it out. Maybe it's like similar or something. I don't know. So I would say, all right, I'm willing to offer a cube if someone can help me. Now, if someone helps me and makes a good word, then they will earn a cube. I will get that word, and this cube is going to be worth 1 cent to them later in the game. So they'll be able to get 1 cent at some point when they need it later in the game. That might potentially bump them up to one of these fancy cards or getting a really nice card up here. But it's a nice variant. It helps not to slow things down, because if someone's taking too long, you'd be like, do you need help? And I really do like that variant of the game. But anywho, you're going to continue to do this until either someone gets to a 10-letter word, or until 2 of these piles have ran out. And then you'll be done with the game. Now, I also want to mention that there's some other awards and powers and themes that you can play with, and these really add to the length of the game too, the longevity of the game, I should say. So at the end of the game, the player with the most cards in their deck gains this card. At the end of the game, the player with the most 2-letter cards in their deck gains this card. Once per turn after drawing, you reveal a hand with 4 or more wilds, draw a card. There's lots of different powers and awards and stuff like that, and themes where if you can spell those, then you'll gain extra points. And these are just fun little additions to the game, and you can mix 1 or 2 of these in every single game, and the game will be a little bit different, and I really do like that. There's also a cooperative version of the game where it looks kind of like a pyramid, and you're working your way up the pyramid. I think Spider Solitaire, I think, is the name of the game. I really like that version of the game as well, but that, in a nutshell, is how you're going to play Paperback. Alright then, Paperback from Tim Fowers. What are my final thoughts? Let's go to the pros, let's go to the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First and foremost, it's a spelling game, which means it falls into the common pitfalls that spelling games have, which is that if you're really good at spelling games, you are going to win more times than you lose. And I played this with somebody who's really good at spelling games. They really enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed the game. Spoiler alert. But they kicked the living crap out of me because they just knew, they had a large vocabulary. They knew how to spell longer words. They knew longer words that I didn't even know were words, and that's just the nature of the beast with a lot of spelling games, and this one is no different. Now, there are different ways to offset that. You can play the cooperative version of the game. You have the helper cubes, which can offset that a little bit. You also have the awards and the powers and the themes, which you can use kind of like a handicap if you get a little bit creative with those. So it's not a huge deal as in a lot of other spelling games, but it is definitely something that you will notice. Another con that some people are going to have in this game are those attack cards. And those attack cards are pretty stinking mean. Like those... I personally would prefer not to play with those attack cards just because it's really annoying when you think you have a great word and someone attacks you and you're like, oh, now I can't make this word. But I did still enjoy playing with them. But I know a lot of people like pretty friendly games, so if you like friendly games, you're probably going to want to take out those attack cards. Last con I have with this game is that the theme does not come across that well. I'm a novelist, I'm writing novels, and I'm getting letters for words or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Theme doesn't come across at all. But that's what I got on the con side, because moving on to the pro side, people have been recommending Paperback, and I finally got it. I've played it. And yeah, you guys are all right. It's fantastic. It's spectacular. It's outstanding. It's this close to a Bowers Best Deal. Not quite, though, but man, Paperback is just a rock-solid game that I think a lot of people should have on their shelf. So first and foremost, if you like spelling games, or if you like deck building games, or if you like both, you absolutely need to get this game. If you like spelling and deck building, this is a no-brainer. Period. Just get this game. But what I really loved about this game was just how much variety was in this game. So there's alternative win conditions. So you can run out of 2 stacks, or if someone ever makes the 10 letter word, then the game is over. So I love that in the game. I love all the special abilities. And there's special abilities on special abilities on special abilities on special abilities on all the different cards pretty much. And I love that aspect of the game. I love the fact that I have this G. It's just a special G that nobody else has this G. It's people are like, wait, how'd you do that? And I'm like, because I got this awesome G. And I love feeling like I have special abilities that everyone else does. And that's one of my problems that I have with a deck builder like Dominion, where everyone can purchase that special ability. Not so much in this game. You might only have one special ability that comes up, so I might be the only person who can trash cards in my hand the entire game, and I like that aspect of the game. I like how the buy row works. I'm a big fan of that. I also really enjoy how purchasing victory points is not necessarily that bad for you. In most deck building games, when you purchase victory points, they just clog up your hand and it's just like, crap, I don't want these victory points. However, in this victory point, if you ever get to that 11 cent mark, you're going to be like, no brainer, I'm getting myself 10 victory points, because it doesn't clog your hand that much. It's just a wild, which is obviously not that bad as long as you don't get too many wilds in your hand at a time. I loved the themes and the awards and the powers. I really like how you can mix in 1 or 2 of those each game, and each game will be a little bit different. I like the cooperative version of the game. I thought it was a really fun cooperative version of the game, and me and my wife really enjoyed that version of the game as well. I love the cubes. I love this idea right here, and this actually probably will trim 5 to 10 minutes off your game if you're using these helper cubes, because as soon as somebody starts to take like 20 or 30 seconds, you'd be like, hey, do you need help? And we actually made it like a house rule, where once 30 seconds was passed, then immediately it's fair game. Just put down your cards and anybody can help you. So I really like this game. It's a no-brainer. Everyone's been recommending it. Hey everyone, you're right. Paperback from Tim Fowers is fantastic, and I wholeheartedly recommend this game. It will be going on my shelf. I can't wait for the future if they come up with expansions, new letters, numbers, I don't know. But anywho, Paperback, Tim Fowers, definitely an easy recommendation. One I can recommend to just about anybody. Great family game, great game night game, great cooperative game. Definitely one you're going to want to check out. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, what is your favorite novel of all time? Probably Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which I know is going to make some people cringe. You'll be like, that's young adult. And I say, yes. My attention span is not long enough for anything lengthier than young adult. I've tried Game of Thrones. I've tried The Wheel of Time. I've tried other novels, because I love fantasy. I love high fantasy. I love wizards and witches and elves and all that stuff. It's just, I don't have the attention span to get into those books. And I want to get into audiobooks eventually. I think that might be able to do it for me. And I have the new Alexa, like the little Echo Dot, and I think I might start seeing if I can listen to audiobooks on there. But for the time being, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the 4th Harry Potter, is my favorite novel. What is your favorite novel? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.